And a new report says the U.S. Army is preparing for a new kind of war. The Army has a new $500 million mission to train and equip 26 brigades to fight in large-scale underground facilities beneath urban areas. According to the report by military.com, the Pentagon is planning for possible confrontations between countries like China, North Korea, and Russia. The $572 million price tag will go towards new training facilities and specialized training equipment.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Another article that I thought was interesting, I want to get into before I get into the borders, was the fact that the Army is spending $500 million to train soldiers to fight underground. This is from military.com. They want to train soldiers to fight underground. Why would they do that? Wouldn't have anything to do with the deep underground military bases, would it? The things that don't exist, the things that are just a conspiracy theory. You know, we have things like a strange earthquake in an area that doesn't have earthquake faults, and when it's at a very shallow level, and when it doesn't have the seismic footprint of a natural earthquake, but it looks like a spike like you would have with a man-made explosion, a nuclear explosion at a very low level. Remember when that happened on the East Coast, close to Washington? And then not too long after that, there was another similar event. Same kind of impulse. When you look at the seismic envelope, it's an impulse. It doesn't ramp up like a natural earthquake.
So, General, we're learning now that the DoD has approved over $500 million into this new program for training soldiers for subterranean warfare. Right. Military.com, who broke this story, says unnamed officials have mentioned it's because of North Korea and Russia because they have a vast network of tunnels under major cities. How does this information translate to you, given your military background? Is this kind of any sort of ominous foreshadowing of what's to come?
Well, you certainly train Manila to the next war instead of the previous war. You want to be training for future combat, where you may end up skating to where the puck is going to be, as Wayne Gretzky would say, as opposed
Sure.
to where it currently is. And so what we have is there are 10,000 underground military facilities in the world. Half of those, about 4,800, are in North Korea alone. And so as we've been ramping up for combat in North Korea, given the escalation of tensions over the last 2 years, 18 months to 2 years, we've been training underground in subterranean environments because it's a very different environment. Think about when you go into the subway or the mall underground, sometimes you lose cell phone service. Your
Sure.
communications is tougher. And then if you're in rubbled and combat environment, it could be a very toxic environment. There are gases and so forth that can come out, and so there may be no oxygen in some areas, and so you need to be able to have breathing apparatus and those types of things. And in the communication, shoot, move, communicate, it's a very different environment underground than it is above ground. Of course, you have no satellite imagery,
right,
that can give you a heads up that you can plan for. And so whether it's underground military installations that have secrets and weapons and that type of thing, or whether it's just combat in an urban environment.
This is an IDF training drill being conducted at a facility in southern Israel, which prepares Israeli soldiers for tunnel combat.
Hamas's use of attack tunnels has made underground warfare the #1 priority for the IDF on the Gaza front. Most of the Israeli army's infantry units now have to pass through one of these facilities that simulate underground warfare as part of their training.
These drills give me the information I need to know what a tunnel looks like, how to view it, how to approach it. When I encounter a tunnel opening, I know what to do, period. We approach and there's an order of action. Our expertise might not be the same as commando units, but we know what to do and we have confidence in our ability.
In terms of special tactical warfare like this, it used to be reserved for special operators only, but now the Army is saying that with this new type of threat, whatever that they deem is the new type of threat that America's facing, special ops can't do this without conventional troops assisting them, more boots on the ground with them, or in this case, underground with them. Do you think this $500 million price tag is going to be enough for that sort of endeavor? I mean, given the number of people and the new equipment, like you said, that it's just a lot of brand new technology has
well,
to
there
go
are a couple of
around.
things to think about. General Townsend, who's the commander of the Army Training and Doctrine Command, he's part of this. He's got a lot of experience in Iraq, and the Army is finding a very efficient way to do this. Asymmetric Warfare Group, who's sort of tasked with looking at those future threats, they've helped construct an environment that's exportable to different areas using sea-land containers and so forth. And so you can train underground, above ground, and get the simulated effects so that you're not having to construct all these underground areas for combat units to train.
Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that an Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time.